Hi guys, Rando Gamer here. Throwing up session 20 of Souls of Steel as we've been going for quite a while, and this episode is just doubling down on the sort of lore stuff involving the Inner Circle and what they're up to. So we had a little bit less players at the table this session, but what that resulted in was some really good backstory for Delilah, and with the help of John, they went down and kind of found out some more information on the Inner Circle. Kind of doing it discreetly since, Raya wasn't here, so they weren't really called out on continuing to pull threads on that one yet. But they kind of find out some of the stuff that's going on. Um, Still don't have full context on what it means yet, but pulling a little bit more of what the picture looks like. Um, I'm hoping you guys enjoy this episode. It's a really good setup as we get back into the ticking clock of the swarm invasion coming. So, whether or not the party continues to kind of go down this side thread with the inner circle, or if they transition to focusing more on the swarm thread, will be interesting. But if you like this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm and really helps the channel as well. If you really like my videos, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Always happy to have more people kind of join the group. And if you really need to know when we're dropping episodes, you can always ring the bell. But without further ado, let's get into it. And thank you guys for joining. Well, thank you guys for joining me. This is session 15, or sorry, session 20 of Souls of Steel, third part of Act 3. We are picking up on Absalom Station. So in our last session, we had just finished like the bar crawl stuff, and John had gotten up that morning to go meet with Rejuvenor to kind of like, he was looking for the viability of convert swarm troops over to being like robotic ones. Basically kind of like trying to take the workforce of the swarm and use it for our own ends instead of them having it. Unfortunately, kind of talking with Rejuvenor, he learned that like the most proficient technomancers that know this spell, it still takes them a minimum of 8 hours to cast. And then it's transferring the mind and soul of the creature. So realistically, the people that you would want to be converting are the brain dead individuals. So there's nothing to convert because they're already brain dead, essentially. Right. Which at that point, John kind of realized the futility of that and kind of left it there. But it was interesting kind of seeing the thought process of that potential utilization. Raya was starting up her sort of new like morning workout routine, focusing on like basically trying to get physically prepared for like this physical threat. She's kind of been in this like paranoia state for a little while now, having learned how bad this threat could be. So she was kind of looking at a way of like increasing like her dex skills with her new training routine, and was making some decent progress. At this point, T was kind of like still laying in bed, kind of mulling over the flashback he'd had the night before, and as he kind of like reflected on what he experienced, he actually got a little bit more of the flashback. One, he confirmed that the flashback was 100% true, but then he also realized what led into it was kind of like the pressure that he was under, because they were out on Octurne in orbit, kind of defending the like operation on the ground, and all of a sudden they were swarmed by like 15 vessels. So it was 1 against 15.
Oh yeah, it was just a bunch of guys showed up all at once,
and it forced him into like this other state. And he did indeed remember like telling the crew that they needed to make him burn, and then setting a collision course with the flagship of this enemy threat. Before he regained control.
Wow.
The other part that he caught whenever he was like reliving this moment was that Levada and Hargrove both noticed that there was something off with him, but neither said anything. So he knows there's at least two people that might have some more insight onto what happened. Delilah, despite having just made her room like the day prior, is already kind of like not 100% certain that she likes the layout of the room. So she was kind of spending some time potentially redecorating it. But we did learn that she has kind of like a theming, so it's like a rose gold, like bronze sort of colorization of like the treasures that she collects that other people might call trash. At that point, everybody kind of like met up for breakfast. Agnes had even gone so far as like to make breakfast for everybody, kind of expecting everybody to be super hungover based off of how the bar crawl night ended. T had walked in with his smelly ass pirate hats, which was so strong that Delilah finally calls him out that it needs to get washed, and like even mentions like maybe getting a butler for the ship to kind of take care of their needs, heavily implying specifically for T, but that maybe everybody could use it. They eventually get T to agree to have it washed, and they take it over to the hollow room. At this point, T kind of opens up what his plan is to, as they move forward. He had formally asked the rest of his old crew to become part of our crew, and that had told them that looting and taking advantage of the situation was on the table.
Yes. Because his logic was like, if they don't know, then that's a plus for us, and if they do see, like, we're heroes, so it shouldn't matter or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that specifically, that came off of John telling the crew that he potentially wants to overthrow the PWC. And Raya and Delilah immediately get up, like, what is even the motivation? Raya specifically questioning whether or not this is Rejuvenor that's driving it. Which obviously John puts down as like, no, like, your brother seemed to be sort of on board, but like it wasn't his idea.
Yeah, that's right.
Eventually, this is where like the paranoia for Raya like comes to the forefront, because she mentions that like, how do they even know who's under swarm control and who's not? Like, what if the PWC is under swarm control? And like everything kind of snowballs from there. Eventually, T manages to get Delilah and Raya to come around to at least agree that the PWC isn't a great ruling body. But as a whole, everybody kind of agreed that they shouldn't do anything with the PWC until the swarm threat is taken care of.
Of course.
Basically, they're open to potentially getting rid of the PWC if they don't open up, specifically the inner circle. If the inner circle doesn't open up to taking outside input, then maybe that's a thing that they do. But swarm threat came first, or at least that was the mentality at that point in time. T had then gone over to the holodeck to kind of like practice some like 1v1 fights, trying to get some more bang for his buck out of the Karen form, so like trying to increase his strength score out of that.
That's right.
Yes. Following sort of the main discussion, it was agreed upon to set a course for Absalom Station, basically utilizing the new drift engine. Glar was able to make this really, really short, basically the shortest you could, where it was only an hour drive from Castrovel over to Absalom Station. So you guys get over there very quick.
It was just like a freaking, like, what was 3 hour flight? What was it?
1 hour.
1 hour, Jesus Christ.
Something that normally would have taken you 1d6 days.
Yeah.
So...
Wow.
And this is where you guys like picked up a little bit of lore with the drift. You know that it's like a pocket dimension that's comprised of portions of space that have been pulled into it, which is why the piloting check is required, because you're still having to dodge debris and everything whenever you open up a rift portal. Raya and Delilah were familiar that Triune is the god that controls this dimension and that gave drift technology to mortals.
Yes.
And then, based off of some additional roles from T, they're familiar that Triune is the three-faced technological god that used to be three different gods and has become a single one. T specifically knows that like Besmara and Triune are sort of indifferent with each other, but
And Besmarth was
the pirate god.
The pirate one. Okay, yeah, all right. Or the Triune.
Triune is the techno.
The techno one.
Yep.
Okay.
Raya catches John on the ship before they get out of the ship, going on to Absalom Station. Basically, she just wanted to clarify her standing on the whole overthrowing the government and how she doesn't want to hold him back from discovering who he is, and offers to kind of like have like a peace meal with him over at the Old Clarion.
Yes.
She's the only one that is privy to John having a larger room than just a closet, because she accidentally hit the door to open up into the back room. At this point, the party kind of split up a little bit. Raya, Delilah, and T head over to the Technomancery School. And T specifically heads into the library, but it's pretty clear immediately that he is not having a great time. He's like super disinterested and like doesn't understand. We also learned a little bit of Delilah's back history here. So we learned that she grew up in the black market district and has been stealing scrolls from the Technomancery School to sell in the black market, which is how she learned to become a Technomancer. Basically, right about the point where Harold might have called her out on being a thief, T comes over bringing up issues with his Karen form to the library and basically like trying to like get him to give him like an answer. And poor Harold's like, I'm not a doctor. Like, you need. It sounds like you need to go see a psychiatrist. And like, the big thing was like T's asking about mystic specific stuff, talking to a technomancer or librarian. So it's like, even if I was a spellcaster, I don't have the tools to help you because I would be a technomancer spellcaster, not a mystic.
Right.
But at the underlying issue, seems like you have some psychosis. T, not really wanting to go to the doctor, eventually just transforms in front of everybody in the library here, basically breaking the like little electronic tablet that he had. Eventually accepting that he's not going to be able to get this guy to leave, Harold gives him the name of the mystic Genora, who goes out on pilgrimages across the solar system as a potential point of reference. If he's not willing to see a doctor, but still highly recommends that he go see like a psychologist or something like that, because it sounds like he's got some sort of like split personality thing going on. After T leaves, Raya and Delilah then get into kind of like trying to fish out some information on the PWC. But what they're really met with is like some mundane sort of policies related to taxes, immigration, and some. Really, the most enlightening was that there were some unusual droughts on some of the planets, but nothing really what Raya was looking for. And she's not able to get any more on the drought specifically because Harold's like, it's on other planets, it doesn't really apply to him, so he hasn't done much more research out of it. So Delilah basically kind of convinces Raya to try and recruit the students to help with finding out some swarm signs on planets by bribing them with extra credit. Essentially, they're like trying to tell them to just research the unusual activities, but not tell them what it's for, essentially. Harold was willing to give a list, but mentioned that she'll need to talk with the instructors because he doesn't actually hand out the extra credit. It's the instructors themselves that hand out the extra credit.
Right.
They take the list and they kind of like feel fairly confident in their plan. Like they kept hyping each other up on it, and even were like convinced that Harold would just do all the logistical work for them, like with getting the extra credit to work, but like never actually talked to them. They took the list and left. Their plan was to have John send out like an email asking for them to come do some extra credit or whatever if they're interested in extra credit, and then to contact them essentially. So that was where we left off with that plot thread. Then we had caught back up with John, who had made his way down to the black market district to get details on the inner circle, despite kind of having agreed that they weren't touching this until after the swarm threat was taken care of. He was feeling fairly confident that he was going to be able to get whatever he needed based off of how many credits he was willing to throw down, and was asking like how to potentially steal the identity of these folks. But he realized that like his pockets may be deep, but how deep they need to be to get that type of stuff is he was going to have to drop like 1,000,000 credits to be able to steal even just one of their identities. So he ends up settling for just getting the names of the members. So he learned the head of the inner circle is Asher Vox from the Sun. J. Doe is a member from Avalon. Ronan Steele was a member from Akaton. Lyra Quintar was from Eox. And Asuda was from Lavaria. And basically, he had ended with coming to the conclusion that he was going to need to talk with Kumara Melacruz to kind of get more details now that he knows some names. But basically, needing to pull her in deeper than what she's done so far, since she seems to be the only one for sure that he knows he can trust on the PWC.
Right.
And that is where we left off last session.
So before we get started, I want to do one thing, and then I have a meta question after that.
Okay.
Where's that? Can you pull up that slide so I can just write down all the names of the councilmen?
Okay.
Well, the inner circle, rather.
Yeah.
Also, for clarification as well, the inner circle doesn't comprise the entire PWC. Just
a few members.
A few members of the PWC.
Okay, so that's the leader currently.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Looks like Kenobi. Asher Vox. What a freaking cool name too, and he's from the Sun.
Yes.
Okay, and then the next one.
Then you've got Isudu.
Isudu from Legara. Okay.
Then J. Doe from Avalon.
Oh! Interesting. J. Doe, you say? Avalon.
That's the robot planet. So,
yeah.
If it's not clear with the picture, she is a android.
Much like myself?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As a reminder, there's Kumaro Melacruz.
Oh, that's what Kamara looks like?
Yeah.
Dang, that's who we've been dealing with?
Yeah.
She's pretty hot. So quick question. There's two representatives from... Oh, wait, no. Avalon
You have the
and
same thing
Absalom
last
Station.
issue too. Avalon is the first planet from the sun.
Yeah.
Absalom Station is where Earth or Galarian used to be.
Yes. Okay. My bad. I'm probably...
They're two A words.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm never going to... And the B, too.
Lyra Quintar is from Eox.
Wait, Kamara was part of the inner circle as
No,
well?
no, I was just giving you a reminder of what Kamara looked like.
Oh, okay. Lyra Quintar?
Mm-hmm.
Quintar from Eox, and that was the
Undead.
Seventh? The undead one. That was the sixth one, right? Doesn't matter.
And then your last one, which is effectively like the red planet Mars, it's Akaton. That's Ronan Steele.
Ronan Steele. Oh, dude, that one is a very, very cool name. Very samurai. Ronan Steele.
I love, too, like, the common race from there. I'm blanking on it right now, what it's called, but they're like red dinosaur lizard people.
Oh,
It's like...
Is this an older thing that you're talking about? Like 2000s, potentially 90s thing?
No. Like in Starfinder.
I know. I thought you were like...
The primary race on here is...
I thought you were making a you're tying them to a different property.
Oh no. He is.
Is anybody here?
Ikeshti. Ikeshti. That's the race he is.
Okay.
But yeah, they're like these like red dinosaur lizard.
It's like a dragonborn, except it's like raptor head.
Yeah.
Instead. Wow. And then my next question. Do I need a specific type of weapon to make it integrated?
Yes.
Or can I? Or so like, what property does the gun need to have?
It needs to have the integrated property.
Okay.
So let me assist with this. Is John wanting to head to go do a little bit of shopping?
Yeah. There's a feature I desperately need to start using.
Yeah.
That I have not had.
Because you get an extra attack with
Yeah.
less
Plus, not even
bonus.
that, I get like a +2 also on top of my hit with the.
Well, because it's when you take the full action, you take less of a penalty by using it integrated because it's already on your arm.
And I already have another feature that like lowers that even further. So like, I can like be way more effective in combat.
Okay, let's go to.
And if we're back at the hub world, I feel like it's the perfect time to do
But
that.
you can do this anywhere. So all the planets have some sort
Well,
of market.
sure, but like the hub world's going to have what I need, I no doubt. At least to a certain extent. So when I go to
Equipment.
Equipment? Do I have to do this in the character sheet editor, or can I do it from my menu? From my.
You can do it from yours, but it's better to do editor because it will then pull all of them up. If you do it from yours, you kind of need to know it by name.
Oh, okay. So go to equipment.
And then I would do a filter by type.
Where's my...
Or maybe not type.
Is it... Inventory, where's my credits at? I have 3,900 credits. So, I feel like that's not a lot of money, even though it sounds like it is. There's a little bit of inflation in this galaxy.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I don't want item. I want weapon. That's part of it.
Because the boomer rifle is a... I think it's considered
That one's
a heavy long arm, isn't it?
I think it's a long arm, yeah.
Oh, let me check shotgun. Inventory. Oh, weapons. Here we go. Boomer
Special.
rifle.
And we want the integrated.
It's a long arm. Sonic category. Sonic.
There it is.
Category.
Okay, there we go.
I don't see if it's like heavy per se.
It should be whatever type. Give me a second. I can.
It just says a type long arm. It doesn't necessarily specify. Would it specify heavy long arm or something?
Well, long arm is the weapon.
Oh,
so
okay.
there's other ones that are more robust that have bigger detriments. So like the sniper rifle, that's its own category. There's some heavy weapons that also are like unwieldy. So like his Glarb sniper rifle is considered unwieldy. So like swapping weapons actually consumes more than just switching out real quick.
Gotcha.
And it's like you need to have two hands, like that type of stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so I've applied the integrated. Let's see.
And then long arm.
Oh, you want long arm? Okay.
Or would heavy be? That'd be more damage, right? Potentially.
Potentially. The thing you might run into is whether or not you're proficient with heavy weapons.
I feel like a
So, well, soldier, I think, is long arms, melee, basic melee, and maybe advanced melee. You should have. I think I wrote it in here.
Heavy weapon proficiency, heavy armor proficiency.
Okay, so you do have heavy weapon.
Okay, cool.
So let's see if we can find one that's.
I wanted to go heavy, and if things are too expensive, we'll just go back down to long arm.
Okay, so there's a level 2 cryo spike. That's a melee, advanced melee. There's a level 6
I could afford a melee.
Yeah, there's an Ionizer Kuprick, which is a small arm. There's a level 2 Polarity Wire. That sounds dope. And that's it for under your level. If you're going above, there's a couple options at level 7 and 8. Integrated weapons actually a little bit more obscure weapon type.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, there was a long arm frost projector at level 6.
How does it work by not being an appropriate level?
I have you roll D100 on whether or not you can find it. So anything your level or lower, you can 100% find it.
Oh, okay.
But then it's a percentile die for higher level. So you need 50% or lower if you're going a level above. Two levels above is 25%.
Okay, can you read me out some stats as far as like range and damage?
Okay, so for the frost projector, that's a level 6. It's
Uh-huh.
currently priced at 5,100 credits.
Okay.
It does 1d10 cryo damage. Its range is 30 feet, so its range increment is every 30 feet. On a crit, it applies the staggered condition, and it uses 2 charges per shot, and it holds 40 charges. So you effectively have 20 shots before you need
reload.
Yeah.
And what was the damage again?
1d10.
1d10. Okay, so statistically, on average, I'm going to roll a 6 on a d10, and on average with 2d6, I'm going to roll...
It does consume
8.
2 slots of like integration, so it might consume one of your armor slots as well as the built-in one as an android. I don't remember how many you had with your armor.
Man, I feel like that just sucks.
Well, you
even on average, I would do more damage with my boomer rifle, despite having a better time being able to hit. Like, I'm basically trading 10%.
Well, because it's what 2d6 average is what
8 damage.
2d6.
4 is the average on a d6, and like a 6 would be the average on a d10.
So you're sacrificing maybe 2
points of damage for,
but your likelihood of hitting goes up, and your your damage modifier is what plus
6.
Plus 6.
Yeah.
So you're still, even if you hit this with average, that's 12 damage per hit.
Okay, yeah.
Versus 14 damage per hit on average with your other one.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Alright then,
But the big thing is, like, if you're hitting more often, that, like, kind of makes up for it. Because it's, what, a 4-point swing for having this instead.
Right, and my armor... I thought I only had one thing integrated, which was my armor, right? I didn't have anything else?
Well, you have, as an android, you have a built-in one. So,
oh, okay.
Because of the constructed, or not that one, upgrade slot. You have one just because you're an android.
Okay.
But you're going to need at least one more from your armor, because this one consumes 2 slots.
Okay, so...
So you currently have jump boots equipped, but I don't know what slot that's in.
Oh, my jump jet things or whatever?
Yeah, so your jump jets, which let you fly a little bit.
So, yeah, it's like a big jump, essentially.
So let me pull up your character sheet real quick.
Sorry.
No, you're good. This is part of the reason why I don't feel bad whenever we do smaller table stuff, because then we can get into the weeds of like questions that you guys have. I know it can be boring if you're not the one actively shopping, but...
Yeah,
I still think it's nice to have done.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's look. Your armor. Because you got the heavy armor on, right? The Vesk overplate?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was looking up, armor.
So you got one upgrade slot from that. So you only have one. So that weapon, unfortunately, is currently off the table.
Okay. How do I get more upgrade slots?
Depending on what armor you select.
Oh, okay. Alright, well...
Or not upgrade. Yeah, upgrade slots, sorry. Yeah. Let me limit this to... And... Might not be able to. Okay.
That's alright. I think maybe just now is not the time.
I was gonna say there's a level 8 one that only takes one slot, but it's 10,000 credits.
Oh Jesus. So maybe
And you'd have to roll if you could find it. There's a...
Is there any armor I can get that would give me more upgrade slots? Maybe I'll just start there.
Okay, yeah, armor.
Okay,
Let's play it... Because you don't have a restriction on armor, right? You can do heavy or light.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you want... I want to filter it by
I saw.
upgrade slots. Oh, there's some that have 4 slots. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'm going to catch up back to you. See the...
Oh, there's some that have 7. Jesus Christ, those are really high level, but...
Equipment, and then...
Are you go to equipment, then armor?
Okay. Armor. Add filter.
I'm just... Right next to the search bar, you can do upgrade slots, and you can have it ascending or descending.
Okay.
That's what I did to be able to, like, quickly reference.
Oh my gosh. Wow, it looks good. Picture.
What?
It looks
And
like
then
real
less than or
ink.
equal to 6.
Wow. Yeah, you can't even tell it's on the TV.
Okay, I think I'm good.
There's a lot, which is the problem.
There's the vest overplate, 3,900 credits. It's an EAC of +9.
Well, that one only had the Vescover Plate 2, maybe? Vescover Plate 1 only has 1 slot.
Oh, does it? Okay.
So the first one that has multiple slots, there's an Eonaut suit that has 2 plus 2 star. I don't know what that means yet. 2 upgrade slots that are designed for clear, spinal, and iridescent spindle Aeon spheres, negating the need to eat, drink, and breathe.
Oh wow. That's just. I don't think you got yourself a there.
Oh, so it's already got 2 built in, so it's technically 4. There's a DevWare 2 that is a +5 and a +5 that has 2 upgrade slots.
Is that level 6?
Yeah, it's level 6. I currently have it filtered where it's only showing me level 6 or lower. There's some level 2, some level 1s that are there. Other level 6.
Okay, well, this is my plan then. I'll go with that. Was it the Aeonaut suit that had the 4?
Well, it's got 2 that are like innately in it.
Oh, let me read this. Upgrade slot.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so that doesn't increase my AC by much, but I have...
Like, the Aeonaut Sphere isn't super expensive, but it increases +9 and +11. But you take a hit to your
You're silly.
armor check.
Which is
And-
what exactly?
That's like your...
I didn't even know he was over there.
You know, like, wearing, like, plate mail
Oh, is
will affect, like, your stealth and stuff. So you'll take a -2 to that. It'll also decrease your speed by 5.
it-
Which I think that, if I'm not mistaken, the overplate that you're currently wearing also reduces your speed.
Yeah, I usually am not moving too much because I'm full attacking. So so I need to roll a D100 for this aeronaut suit.
That one's level 6. You can find that. It's actually one of the cheaper ones, surprisingly.
Because how does that compare to really quickly? Let me the reinforced Eva suit. Eva suit.
Why don't you take one of the female?
That's only 2 upgrade slots.
Well, this one's technically 2. It has built-in stuff for like not needing to breathe, which doesn't really apply to you.
Yeah.
What was the name? You said it was reinforced something.
Reinforced EVA suit 3.
You're trading an EAC for a KAC. So the other one was +9 and then +11.
Oh,
This
I
one's
see
+8,
that.
+12.
I like that one.
All right. Well, I will like to.
You're also taking a -3 to your dex-based stats. So like stealth, sleight of hand.
Oh yeah, I don't really. John doesn't really care about those sorts of things.
Yeah. So in that regard,
Yeah, I literally have a 0 in stealth.
yeah. So in that regard, it's probably there. It seems like that one's probably better. Price
Yeah.
might be the other one. So yeah, this one's about 200 or 300 credits more.
Will this shop I'm at be able to like put it on? I'll probably buy it.
I mean, it's just heavy armor. It's not.
Well, I imagine if it's integrated, they're like taking off a chassis. There's like things happening.
For
It's,
for
like,
John's
connected to my
sake,
bod.
yeah. For John's sake, yes. Like
It's not like
they
putting on
would
a t-shirt.
bolt it in.
Yeah.
For technically the armor, meta-wise, anybody can put this on. It's not specifically.
Sure.
It's not.
Sure.
Not technically integrated.
Okay, I see. Okay, well, I would like that to be the case, if that's all right.
Perfect.
And then while I'm here, I would like this new chassis it's not a chassis, it's a new armor set. I want it to really get that nice red color if they can oblige.
Yeah, Absalom Station is kind of like, with it being like Artemis, with it being like the capital and everything of the Pact Worlds, it's got a little bit of everything. So like it's easy tracking down the shop itself, and they have all kinds of options for like personalization. So yeah, they're able to quickly put on like some red paint and everything before they bring it out. And with your request of having it sort of like bolted on, so like if someone's trying to steal it, they really have to work for it.
Like that. Okay, yeah.
They're happy to kind of like bolt it in, sort of thing. So like it's a little bit more involved to remove it. But yes, you have successfully acquired the reinforced EVA suit 3.
Wow. This is like the first item I've bought for myself since it started. I feel like.
I think so. Yeah, a lot of it's been like dungeon loot. So
yeah. Okay, so that's equipped. Let me just see some things on my stats real quick.
And if you'd like to sell, you can sell at 50% of the going rate. If you'd like to recoup a little bit of credits. And Delilah, this goes for you as well. If there's some items that you're not necessarily going to use that you'd like to get off your hands while we're here on Absalom Station, the going rate without having to roll is 50% of the cost it shows in the app.
Okay.
Right.
So if you're happy with just selling it at that, you can do that without necessarily needing to do extra. But if you're wanting to role play, trying to get a little bit better value, we can do that.
Okay.
Where'd I go from my freaking armor? Inventory?
Yep, inventory. And then down, there should be a checkbox next to it, so you'll need to uncheck the VESC. And then it should update your stats based off of that. Because you had the VESC overplayed equipped, so as long as that's deselected, you should be good.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill him.
Artemis. Are you playing? Okay, then let's put the camera away.
She just barely decided to start playing. Oh, you mean playing?
Yeah. He said what?
Okay. Alright, so that's pretty good for me. I'm gonna, well, my AC and KAC didn't change that much.
But it should have only adjusted it like maybe 1 or 2 points. Because
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the Vesco overplate was already an upgrade for you.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, and then I'm gonna have to just wait to get more funds to get some weaponry.
Yeah, you selling any of the stuff you've been holding on to?
Well, I guess I'll sell, I'll at least sell the, well...
Because you've got a handful, like, actually a decent amount of weapons and, like,
Yeah.
armor that you've been holding on to sell, but haven't sold any of it yet.
Yeah, actually, okay, so I'll sell my vest overplate. I'll just take the
50%.
The 50%. So that would be like 150, 154 or something.
Yeah, let me pull it up. I can.
Well, actually, it'd be
Work with
like
you a
more
little
like 185.
Yeah, let's look at it.
The price shows here at 391, but I don't know if that's right.
Oh, it's 3,910.
Okay, so half of that is like.
Please hold.
Like 2001 or
Or
something.
what? It'll be like 15 or 1600, but so you get 1955 back.
1955. All right.
You're 1950.
From that one. Is there anything else? You've got a rail cannon, another set of armor, some light armor, Cathosis microcord, a dowsing shield.
Hold on.
And you put 2 of those suits in there. You only needed 1.
Yeah, I realized that just now.
Not trying to force you to sell stuff, but if
No.
funds is a thing that you're worried about.
Yeah. Then I'll sell the microcord with the rail cannon as well.
Okay. Microcord, you'll get 230 credits.
Okay.
And then the rail cannon, you'll get 705 credits.
705.
That's a
Oh
good
my
chance.
god, I'm like basically right where I started when I bought my
Yeah,
armor.
you've been stockpiling loot to sell it, and then haven't sold any
Yeah.
of it. So
Yeah, wow, look at me go. I'm selling things, I'm doing things. Okay, let me just get rid of
the only other one that might make sense to sell would be the dowsing shield, unless you plan on using it.
I'm gonna hold on to that just for
now.
cases.
Perfect. But that you might actually have enough to go ahead and buy this integrated weapon now that you've got the armor.
Well, I'm not very much of a haggler per se.
Mhm.
John will attempt to go for that frost projection.
Okay.
John, or whatever it was.
Yeah, how much was it running for?
When I was looking at it, it was like 39. It was like just under.
Or it was
4,000?
yeah, it was right around there. Yeah, let me.
I'll have to pull it back up. I don't
Same.
hold please. Inventory.
You that cold?
Inventory.
Wow.
So I did type, or not type. You hit special, and then there's one that says integrated, which will filter down to just integrated weapons.
Okay.
And then it was frost projector, frostbite class,
How much was that?
5,100.
Woo! Never mind. I don't even think the good enough roll would give me. I'm.
The other one that's level 6 is 4,600. That's a small arm.
I don't know. I only want to mess with the big boys.
Okay.
I'll come back to this.
Sweet.
I'll put it on my wish list, and Amazon will let me know when it goes on sale.
Delilah, was there any shopping or whatnot that you would like to do.
I didn't have any shopping in mind, but I guess there's things for me to sell.
I don't remember how much stuff you picked up. I know you had traded with Nia on at least one of your weapons, but I think you might have picked up some extras as well. Because you like outclassed your, I think, dragon pistol with like the Medusa one or something like that.
For some reason you were minus
I have negative credits.
negative 2,200 credits for some reason.
I don't know what that happened.
You might have, so like if you hit buy instead of add to inventory, like whenever I give you loot, it will automatically apply how many credits it costs.
Oh.
So at least put yourself at 0. I don't know how many you should have.
What a mess.
That's your ion stone that you got.
Oh, that's the one that like boosts. Was it your movement speed?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's all movement speed. So if you're like flying or like swimming, it also boosts those movement speed.
You don't have much gear to sell.
Okay. I didn't think so.
I couldn't remember how much because most of the extra scrappings that people weren't using, John would pick up. So. Okay, Sparks, is there anything you're wanting to do on the space station currently, or is it just meeting up with the rest of the group? Okay.
Anyway, sorry, we did.
Oh no, you're good. So yeah, if we're done shopping, we can kind of have you guys meet up wherever you'd like to meet up, and
Sure.
kind of go from there.
So I was thinking, as far as what this new suit of armor looks like, I don't know if there's like already a picture available, but what I have imagined in my mind is something a little bit more sleek. You know, like it is a little bit more heavy duty, but it's not like quarterback shoulders per se. Like I don't look like the Hulk Buster. You know, so like despite it weighing down my movements, there's not a lot of excess bulk to it. I'm sort of thinking of something along the lines of like
Kind of like Tony Stark when he upgraded to tech.
Yeah, like yeah, for sure. And again, I have like the predominant red color scheme, and yeah, that's it. That's all I had in mind. But where on Absalom is where I'm at currently.
You guys would be, the rest of the group was at the Technomancery School, which was its own level. To make purchases, it's like the shopping district, which I think is like level 2 or 3. I have it in my notes, I think. Or that might be the notes I cut out when I updated for today's session, because I was like, I won't need it. Oh, no, there it is. The shopping district is also where residential, so it's like level 3. The Technomancery School is 2 levels below that, so the rest of the party was down there, but I presumed at a minimum Raya was going to make her way to the residential shopping district, because that's where the old Galarian is.
Gotcha. Alright, well, I want to meet up with Delilah somehow. What would you be doing?
Well, if Raya's gonna eventually make it to the shopping district, so will I.
But
That's
like,
where you are. So like, we're just gonna meet up on the way there.
Okay, all right. I just don't want to try and play out this like Galarian.
You know, we
restaurant
can
thing
say
without
you
her.
and we can have the rest of the group meet up after lunch. So like you
Sure.
and Raya have the moment at the old Galarian,
Okay.
and then we're meeting up after that. So we can play out the old Galarian next session.
Okay.
But I don't feel obligated to stay on Absalom Station to make that happen either. We can have that, like I said, as a flashback sequence with
Okay.
it. So, but yeah, I would say the residential district's probably the most likely place to kind of like meet up, unless you had coordinated. You guys can coordinate because you have to like the built-in like communicator devices with your armor.
That's right.
Your armor suits come with those
That's
installed.
right.
So
Yes. Yeah, so I'll just, yeah, I guess I'll just roll down the street. See me and my new threads. Or I guess my new plates, as I would say. Oh, hello. How's it going? Do I look different? And I'll just like kind of and just do like a very slow sort of like 360 like
So did you upgrade all your armor or just your fur?
well technically it's like foot to toe. Everything was changed, but like it just my armor.
Okay. Wow, look at you.
Yes, it's quite nice.
So what was the plan?
Well, that's why I wanted to come find you. I wanted to talk.
About what?
Walk.
Like the
We
plan?
shall walk and talk. And I'll just kind of walk down the way. And it is my goal. It's going to be like one of those walks where it's mostly about the talk, and where we're walking isn't necessarily the point. But in doing so, I want to lead us down several layers of Absalom Station.
oh, you want to make your way down into the spire?
Yeah, well, I just kind of want to eventually end up in the black marketplace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So from the shopping and residential district, the black market is 3 levels down.
Okay.
So over that sort of like stretch as you guys are walking, we can hit the conversation here in a minute. But like the residential district and like shopping district, they have like their version of like pigeons are like little lizard, like flying lizard
Oh, okay.
things. So it's like,
okay.
and then they've got like some built-in sort of like indoor parks, where it's got like the net, like you can tell it's artificially created to like have like the plant life and everything, but like it looks like a playground and everything.
I see.
Okay. You guys had started out where there's like the predominant section like of all the restaurants and everything, and then you get into like more of like the housing area where like apartments and then people that live there and own actual houses have. And then then you get over to the elevator to go down. This is where you'd have to pick whether or not you're taking the elevator straight down to the black market, or if you're hitting the next level, walking around, going back to the elevator.
We'll gauge how the conversation goes. I have spent quite some time here on Absalom Station. Before we had got together, me and T did a lot of mercenary work together. And it sounds like before you grew up here on Absalom Station, right?
Yes.
Interesting, and you stole from the libraries for your own. Can you elaborate? I just find it quite intriguing and would like to know more.
In an interrogation type way or a collaborative type way?
Typically, when you meet new people, you don't know much about them, and then when they tell you new things, you know more about them. I just wish to have clarification on the things you have told us in the last couple of hours.
Yeah, my parents, I don't really know what happened to them.
Are they still alive?
I don't know. I thought they died, and then I thought they got taken over by the swarm. It's kind of one of those. It happened when I was too young to really remember. They just haven't been around. I've kind of lived on the streets for as long as I can remember and kind of fended for myself. So, that's how I got by. Once I got old enough to like learn the ways around, I picked on to like what sold the best, and that's how I got a necromancer.
Information can be quite valuable.
Yeah.
So, Is it fair to say that you have a pretty gray view of morality?
I don't know. I guess you could say that. I just feel like what I was doing wasn't necessarily harming anyone or malicious.
But what about the institution?
I didn't ever steal a copy.
I like the way you justify things. Can we pass like some kind of vendor?
Sure. What type of vendor are you looking for?
I'm feeling a little parched.
Okay, we'll say
Would like maybe a nice crude oil shot. Like,
yeah.
Think of like something like an espresso shot almost, you know?
Luckily for you, with Absalom Station being kind of like a hub world, essentially, they kind of cater to like any of the populace in the Pact World Council.
Gotcha.
So they do have beverages for robots as well, because normally if they're selling drinks, it's catered to like whatever is
People
the normal,
of flesh.
yeah, or whatever is common on the planet.
Sure.
So yeah, they've got your crude oil. I think we went with like the full synthetic last time.
Yeah, I'm going for something a little bit more with a bite, you know?
But they also have other beverages if Delilah is looking to partake in anything as well.
Please, Delilah, let me buy you something.
I'll like pick some sort of like alcoholic kombucha, like fermented type.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Some hard kombucha.
I guess.
Nice.
Okay. I'll just like toss a couple credits. I imagine it's not too much.
Yeah,
right?
I would say just a couple credits.
Okay. I'll take one small sip. I imagine the type of drink I have. It's meant to be drank in like one big old gulp. It's not necessarily, you know what I mean. But I'll just try a sip of it to to confirm the level of bite I was looking for. And you can see like a little bit of smoke kind of like swivel up from John's head. Oh. Wow, that is really shitty. And I'll just take another gulp of it to send it all down. So, here is the thing. I know that we all agreed we would not pursue the whole dismantelization of the PWC until the swarm threat was dealt with. But I've just been thinking, what if we don't necessarily try to make that fully realized, but if we just maybe took one small step in that direction, we could potentially find things that will help us once the swarm threat is dealt with. For example, you have a dark, shady past. Maybe you have some contacts, and I like at this point to start getting close to the elevator. You see, yesterday, when we initially got here on the station, I had gone down to talk to some contacts I have known when I did mercenary work here. And I got a very strong list of names of the people in the inner circle, which is very helpful. It's in there, trust me. I have to go through all these data logs. You see, like, I'm projecting out, and there's just, like, a bunch of trash. I have, like, 50 tabs open. Like, it's just, like, chaotic mess. But yes, I have a definitive list of all the members. But I want more. I want to dig deeper. And because of your past, maybe you can help me do that?
I don't really know how I can help you. So I'm not opposed to getting more information, so we're one step ahead. But I don't think Raya would like it, and I don't want to hide it from her.
We just won't say anything?
That's hiding it.
No, it would be hiding it if she asked us if we were hiding something and we said no.
No, I don't think that's quite it.
Omitting the truth is not lying. I know, I'm just kidding. I just really want to get something done here. So if we are careful, maybe it's okay.
No, I think we should agree that we can tell Raya, but instead of asking for permission,
But what if Raya is busy doing something else?
next time we see her.
But that could be so long from now.
And what's your point? I'm just saying, next time we see her, you tell her what you've been up to and leave it at that. It's like, we all agreed we weren't going to do anything about it as in pursue taking her out. But I don't think that means all of us have to agree to not getting information. That's up to her if she doesn't want to get involved.
Okay. Yes, you see John nodding his head in agreement.
But I do think, now that I know that's what you're doing, I think we should all agree before we start prodding too much, because I'm sure they have little ears out there, and they will know when people start asking questions.
Okay, then what about this? We will not get too close, but here on Absalom Station, the PWC council member that represents Absalom Station is known as J. Doe, and happens to also...
Avalon.
Avalon. Oh, my bad.
Primex Kumar Melacruz.
That's right, god damn it. God damn you, Camilla Harris. Okay. Damn it. Okay, never mind. Well, that still is fine. Avalon is pretty close to us, if I'm not mistaken. Never mind. I hate that I keep doing this to myself.
Guess what's in here?
Water? Punch?
Maybe we should go have a conversation with Carmel. What's her name?
Primex.
Primex.
Kumara
Delacruz.
Melacruz.
Oh, Melacruz. Sorry. Maybe we should go talk to her. Maybe she would be willing to give us some keys to get past certain information barriers.
Haven't we already talked to her, though?
Yes. Alright. Maybe we should just wait, goddammit.
Wait for what?
I don't know. Wait. Just we have to wait. I don't know.
I don't know if I'm very confident in your planning abilities.
Here's the thing. I've been really thinking a lot about it. And if you really take the time to think about it, it all just comes down to ones and zeros.
Of course it does for you.
There are going to be lots of steps in toppling the PWC. And we may not be alone, have the capabilities of doing that, but we need to find the thing that will start the collapse and the person we will put in its place. I think everything else will figure itself out. Like, we just start the initial domino.
Domino of what exactly?
That domino will be
La Revolution.
the revolution. Yes, the piece of the the piece.
John, I think you're losing yourself.
Hold on. No. I have something. We'll expose the inner circle. There's got to be dirt that we haven't found on them. That will add to the revolution.
What revolution? Taking it a step too far, we did not agree on a revolution.
Yeah, well, how else do we overthrow a government?
Bring upon that. You're skipping so many steps.
I got so much.
What? Oh.
Biscuits.
Meanwhile, the child in the group.
Sparks all
Yes,
of a
Sparks.
sudden.
Whoa.
She spent some more time at the vendor we were just at to grab some. Wow, that looks pretty good. Too bad I don't have my own teeth and digestive system to be able to enjoy something like that. She's like, yeah, sure, whatever that means.
He's still awake.
Okay.
So, do you have a way? Are you trying to say you have ways to find out more information about these? I guess, who's the closest to this planet? Which planet's the closest?
Absalom and
The closest is Acton.
Akaton?
Yeah.
How far is Absalom?
Two planets.
Okay. Is that relative the same distance from here to Castroville?
Castroville's one
Or
go.
one?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But remember, with your drift engine, it doesn't really matter how far a planet is, because it's 1d4 hours regardless of where it is in the solar system.
Yeah, but the longer we fly, the more chances of getting knocked up.
Doesn't
in
matter what
space.
planet you go to, as long as it's in this solar system, it's 1d4 hours.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Also,
Because of how the drift signals are set up,
I see.
it doesn't matter.
I see.
my question wasn't to leave there to go there yet. I think we should focus on gathering as much information on one person at once.
I think it should be Asher Vox then.
What? Is that the person that wrote?
He's the representative from the sun. He's the leader of the
He
inner
is
circle.
also the leader of the inner circle. I think out of all of them. Well, honestly, if you wanted my robotic opinion, I would say Asher would be a good one to get dirt on. But it would be nice to get dirt on the individual who maybe has doubt in the inner circle's machinations. You know, maybe someone who...
So it's Kamala? Is that her name?
Kumara. See,
I'm-
Dada's gotcha.
I'm done.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
Kumara is not part of the inner circle.
But
She is
she's
just
a
part of.
representative.
She's just on the PWC.
The inner circle and the PWC are all on the same council. It's just the inner circle is a smaller section of people on the council.
Yeah.
They're the ones pulling some strings behind everybody else's back.
Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Well, then I think we should figure out from Kamara, because she's voiced that she doesn't agree with PWC, who else sympathizes with that view, and if there's anyone in the inner circle who does. And then from there, we gain information on whoever she says.
Hold on. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That just made me think of something else. Hold on. There's 7 planets
No, there's.
in this galaxy.
Goodness.
8.
I think there's 9
Oh,
plus
9?
the sun.
Oh, plus the sun. I wasn't counting the sun.
What? You want this from the vending machine?
No, I feel I appreciate it though.
Why did you say that, man?
Oh, that was just a joke because our characters in the game went to a vending machine in the story, and we got drinks and a snack. So I said that's where your character. Don't worry about it.
So you've got the sun,
Uh-huh.
Avalon, Castroville, Absalom Station, Akaton, Verces, the Akari vessel
Right.
that has a representative, the Dysphoria, which has a rep, Eox. What is that one? I can't read that one.
Earth.
No.
So there's 14
Lavaria.
entities. 14.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe we go talk to her. Let's do it. We're going to make our way.
What
And
was your ideal number of planets, though?
Well,
I think he was trying to get a distribution of how many are in the inner circle and how many are.
yeah, like how many are not.
So it's less than 50%.
That's less than half, yeah. Which is crazy because if they have that much polling power and they are less than half the majority, that's significant. For reasons I don't understand yet.
Yeah, so I think our best bet is to talk to her, I guess, and
Actually, hold the phone. Can you pull up the planets one more time?
Mm-hmm.
I need to check something. Sorry. I have an idea that maybe the members of the inner circle are closest to the orbit of the sun.
Oh.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
That one I can answer without having to pull it up because one of the ones is Lavaria, which is one of the furthest out.
Oh, okay. So, not a correlation. You're saying,
okay.
DM? Okay, that's fine. I am pulling pretty deep here.
I mean, you've got the Sun, Abalon, Akaton, Eox, and then Lavaria.
Okay, yeah. Alright. Okay.
Or Lavara. Leovara.
Alright. Yeah, we make our way to Tamara de la Cruz.
This is from the vending machine.
As you guys make your way up to the political district, even coming off the elevator, they're kind of like asking what you're doing up there pretty quickly because it's reserved for political dealings. Once you guys kind of vocalize that you're wanting to meet up with Kumara, they inform you that like you'll need to wait a little bit until she's out of the current meeting she's in, but
Sure.
after about an hour or so, you're able to kind of like get back to her office. John, you've seen it before. A pretty standard fare as far as like an office where they regularly have people. There's her desk, a table, and like chairs in front of it where like you can sit down comfortably. They're like the armchairs sort of thing. But other than that, what is it I can do for you guys? It's good to see that you've made your way back from Castroville following the events there. But
Yes, it was quite successful. Pretty close call with some certain situations, though. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, the bit that you briefed me on, it seemed like a lot of things that we weren't even aware existed in the swarm. So
Yeah. Yeah. Quick question. There might be some. Let me just get some of the stuff out of the way. I may or may not ask you questions I have already asked you before. I'm just trying to cook something up, and I need to ask you more things.
oh yeah,
About the PWC. I keep that in my voice. And the inner circle.
okay.
Okay. Are you familiar with all the members of the inner circle?
The inner circle do not meet in a method that makes it known to the rest of the representatives who they are.
Okay, so can there be like some sort of like hologram machine that I can like link into real quick?
Yeah.
So I'll just like Inspector Gadget my like R2D2 like stick myself into it, and then like holographic images of the 5 members right here
Okay.
will pop up. If you were to be told that these people were affiliated with the inner circle, would it surprise you?
You'll see her get up, go over to the door, input some stuff on the panel. So you'll see kind of like your guys' best guess without having someone vocalize it is that like some security measures have now been put in place to make the room more secure than it was.
Okay.
John, just for future reference, if you are going to do something that is, maybe illegal in nature, um, don't do it without having the proper security measures in place.
I look over at Delilah, and you can see like 404 error message in my eyes. And you see like a little bit of oil sweat down the side of my robotic skull as I sort of like regain all my composure and look back at Kamara. Yes, I'm really sorry. I'm not necessarily the most proficient in political espionage.
Yeah, so the first rule of political espionage is understanding that people are always listening.
Right.
But to answer your question, now that we are in a secure environment, those 5, most of us have believed were part of the inner circle pulling the strings just based off of how they hold themselves on the political floor when we're debating different things or trying to pass different bills or whatnot. It seems to be the prevailing theory that whatever way they lean is what ends up actually happening.
So I have a quick question then. These 5 members, as I understand what you just said, are speculated amongst some of the council.
Well, you know how it is, John. There's always rumors of what goes on behind closed doors. Those 5 always seem to be on the same page whenever we're debating things, which could simply be that they all share the same viewpoints. But it's also like it's incredibly hard to dissuade any of them from their opinion once it's been decided.
So, one of the first things I did when I initially got back here to Absalom Station was go down a handful of levels to a contact that I had when I did mercenary work just a few years ago back here at the start of my career. You'll see that John is starting to feel some nerves. I think there's a part of this, like he understands the scale, the magnitude of what he's like trying to manifest, but the seriousness hasn't really taken a toll on him until this conversation with Kamara. So in that sort of nervousness, he'll start to sort of pace. So if these are just speculated thoughts, I was able to obtain this information. So would that imply that there is some sort of leak? Like these are notes someone in the council must have made. Because how would I get this information if this is just speculation of the council?
Well, John, you just said you went to the black market district.
Well, sure, yes, but who could that?
We, as representatives, have not gone down there to specifically figure out who the inner circle is. We know they pull the strings, but knowing who they are and being able to do anything about it are not the same thing.
Sure. Yeah,
Until we're able to sway the political field, there's not much we can do regardless. When I say the inner circle is the one that decided, we all, when we were debating as the PWC on revealing the swarm threat or not, we knew the inner circle was at play because the thought was shot down with almost no deliberation. Like it basically went straight to a vote and it was immediately done. And anytime it's brought up again that we should reveal to the rest of the solar system what's going on, it is immediately removed from discussion.
Do any of these 5 of the inner circle seem to like be a little bit less in line with the other 5?
It really depends on the situation. So just like any representative, there's certain things that we hold value over and why we do the things that we do. The representative from Liavara, Isudo, typically is holding on to trying to keep the protectorate Liavara separated and prevent people from mining the gas, like rich gases on the planet, because it would destabilize the system for their life. And if you recall, these are like the Dreamer like cloud like.
Yes.
So basically, their whole thing is they're trying to keep their ecosystem stabilized by preventing others from using it for mining operations or even trying to make it inhabitable, because it's only currently inhabitable by their species.
I see.
So anything related to that, they're the most protective of. But other things, they have a little bit more sway. But because of that, if this thought process is correct, and these 5 are interconnected, they're probably getting support from the other 4 in that regard by keeping their allegiance in all the other sectors that are important to the others. Eox, the representative there, Lyra Quintar.
Is that the zombie planet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's a necromancer, or at least comes from the planet of necromancers, which is kind of frowned upon in polite society. But because of her, it's been lobbied to keep their rights just as well in line as everybody else's. Jade Doe, in a similar vein, has been one of the leading edges for having androids created as equals in terms of prestige and everything as far as other sentient life goes. Specifically in her case, because she is a full robot and not just an android. It's to make all robotic life recognize, not just androids. The one that's probably the hardest to kind of get a better gauge on is Ronin Steel. Akaton is a little bit more of a harsher environment, so like they breed hardy livestock, but there's no real basis that we know of why he's supportive. The real one that's tough to pin on what the underlying motive is Asher Vox, because the Sun is a smaller community and those that reside there typically are incredibly wealthy.
The high elite.
So it's interesting that he would have any interest in running a shadowy sort of thing that we're aware of, especially so fervently against the Swarm. You would think someone that is of high society would want to be the most proactive of keeping the quality of life they currently have. So I'm not sure what his motive is.
I have a quick question. Does a planet's inhabitability, is that a factor for the Swarm's invasion?
So
is there a certain threshold that they will go to, and a threshold they won't if it doesn't meet the criteria?
Give me a life science roll.
For example, would my planet not necessarily be a great target for the Swarm?
Give me the life science, because that's where this is coming from. So you guys have some inklings, but this is stuff that you guys...
Because it's like tidally locked, but there is parts of it that are like...
Yeah, I want you to hit on what they're after, because there was quite a few hints on it with Castrovel.
Yeah.
And you guys have kind of, I think, as a collective, but that was a few sessions ago, so it's more to recall.
Okay, give me 1 second. Life science, I have a +8. First roll of the night.
That's what happens at the RP Heavyweight.
Yeah.
I was gonna be surprised if we rolled at all.
Oh, that's really good. That's 27 for life science.
Wait,
Nice.
do all of us roll?
You could roll if you'd like. What you recall, John, as you guys were kind of like going through Castrovel and trying to kind of like piece together what was happening and why, the big giveaway was when you guys were in the catacombs of El Dorado, you had come across those machines that were like plugged into the planet that were sucking the life force out of it.
Oh,
so to answer your question,
amount of thermal activity or whatever.
Thermal or just inherently the capacity for life. So
Okay.
as you're mulling this over your head with like, you can kind of see why Eox wouldn't necessarily be worried about it because it's
No.
already a dead planet.
Yeah.
There's not much to really siphon out of there. And maybe even the far out planet Octurne, because it's got like the nightmare creatures type stuff, so it's not really sustainable for
But
most life.
like Leovera would not be a planet.
It's rich in minerals and other resources, so like
But it's like mostly it's a gas giant, right?
it's a gas giant, but those same gases are full of life-giving force.
I understand.
Essentially.
Okay.
So that's what I'm getting at. Is so it's like if it's a dead planet, and not just that there's no life on it, but like the resources are gone. So part of why Eox is the way it is because they were doing like magic stuff on it, and it basically made it an uninhabitable planet because of that.
And we.
But even stuff like
And the
Absalom Station, there's plenty of life-giving stuff.
Well, sure.
on
There's
it,
a
so,
lot of
but it's mainly
But
a
Avalon would be different though, right?
Avalon, it kind of varies because
I mean,
there
they still
are
have
there's
resources,
pockets of
right?
like resources and everything
but
on
like
the planet.
not necessarily life in the traditional
Yeah.
sense. Okay, because the reason, so you'll see that John has been sort of pondering just for a moment, and he's sort of mulling over like as Kamara just said, like she hasn't the slightest clue like what the motivations of Asher Vox could be, especially representing the sun. And how poetic on a meta level, real quick. How like it's the leader of like the government, and it's like also like he represents the sun, which is the light that makes every other planet livable in the first place. So that there's just like a cool power dynamic right there. Real quick. Anyways, I had thought first that maybe part of the inner circle here, their planets are less likely to be fucked with as far as the maybe not totally absolved from the ire of the swarm, but are less likely targets. A part of me is wondering if that is also not the case, and I'm just connecting dots that have no business being connected. I was also just thinking, like,
Well, John, it's really the only one that I think you could rule out as far as being that being the motivation, or sorry, the only one that might have a motivation of that nature of where they don't feel like they'd be impacted is probably Lyra. But
or the sun, right?
well, the sun is what we know of the swarm. The sun is usually the last thing they take, and maybe not necessarily infiltrating it like they do all the other planets, but they consume the energy of it, and it dying is typically the end of that solar system before they move on.
I see.
So it's actually probably the most resource dense.
Right. Okay.
But it's the last to go, though, so as far as, like, reasons for him to be concerned.
Right. Yeah, it's exactly. Okay.
Really, the only thing I can think of is them having some sort of escape plan prepped already for themselves.
Of course they do.
But
Some
even
arc.
then, that seems like a little bit of a stretch because if we don't push back the swarm here, it just moves on to the next. So they would just be running forever after that.
So here's a quick question then. How does one go to the sun? Does one just go to the sun?
No, there's essentially channels that have been established with force fields that allow you to go into the center.
Oh, into the center.
Yeah, so the sun has like there's an opening that you go in, and then there's like cities spread out in the center of it that have like force fields that make it viable.
Would it be too out of place for a group of people like us to go to said place?
There's nothing that prevents you. It's a standard location here on the Pact Worlds. You might not fit in just based off of even just looking at you. I can tell you're not in high society, but
Yes, Delilah, we'll have to find you something. Me, on the other hand, I'm fine. I just got new stuff.
Uh-huh.
um. Okay. I think I've been, I, I think I've been theory crafting for too long this afternoon, and I might need to mull over some of this.
I will say, John, and Revengers as a whole, be careful how much you're digging. Just because they're members of the Pact World Council doesn't mean that they're stuffy politicians. Asher Vox is a world-renowned Solarian. Solarian is a class.
Oh.
He's the one that uses sun-based abilities. There's solar and graviton, so using the gravity-based or like fire.
Oh, so he's like a firebender. Basically, he's Fire Lord Ozai.
Similar, but Jade Doe is a well-known operative.
Okay.
As I mentioned earlier, Ronan Steele grew up on Akaton, which is one of the more hardier planets, and is a well-regarded soldier. Lyra is a mystic, now granted, not like T with the healing focus. She's primarily more in like the death mystic approach. And then Isuda, and this might be the link that you need to go down. There's a witch warper. If there's anything that might give more insight is if she has seen alternate realities of how this plays out, that might be why they're making decisions the way they are.
Wait, say that again.
She's a witch warper?
Uh-huh. And why would they be making...
Witch warpers based off of pulling things out of alternate realities.
Oh.
So if she's seen other realities and how this goes with the swarm.
I see. Okay, that's reminding me of something from Boruto. Okay, cool.
I'm not saying that you can't continue down this, but don't just think that there's stuffy politicians that you can exploit or easily take out.
Without them retaliating.
Aside from just the security that's around them in general, they would stand a decent chance against you on their own.
Well, yes, I will tread lightly as much as my robotic foot can as I stomp around a little bit. I think I've been thoroughly entertained. Do you have any more questions regarding the topic of conversation?
Not that I can think of. No.
Thank you for your time, and I apologize for foolishly starting off this conversation the way that I did. That will not happen again.
It's understandable, John. And like I said, please be careful. While I don't agree with the policies the inner circle, or I guess more specifically, all of the policies the inner circle force throughout the Pact Worlds, I understand that it's not something that is easily changed.
Yes, you're right. This won't happen overnight.
And I don't want to add the pressure of maybe holding off, but you only have
Don't say
less than a month.
I know. I have to learn 3 other types of bending before the comic comes.
I don't understand that reference, John.
It's okay. I think I just need a glass of water. Dang it. Okay. Alright. Thank you for your time. I'll just give her like a little bit of a robotic nod of the head. Shall we? And I open the door for you.
Yeah. Well, John, I hate to be doom and gloom, but maybe the world just ends.
It honestly is sort of kind of feeling like that, not going to lie. And who knew that we'd be literally taking on the power of the sun that I'm sure he holds in the palm of his hand? As I referred back to Asher Box, I just don't say his name out loud. Also a little Doc Ock reference there. Yeah, Delilah, I think you're right. Things are looking pretty disastrous, to say the least. There's just so many people in the inner circle that, like, probably feel so, like, unaffected from all this. That it just makes me so angry.
If you're gonna play, you gotta either no volume or play somewhere else, okay?
Maybe we should change the topic of conversation.
Yeah, I don't know how to, solve this problem.
Yes, I don't either. It's so overwhelming. Okay, well, what time of day is it?
I would say after this meeting, we're probably getting into like mid to late afternoon. Because you guys went up there after lunch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Galarian Standard Time.
Yes, of course.
Well, because for them to have a frame of reference for the whole solar system, all of them operate off of
GTS?
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, John, maybe we should take a page from T's book and don't get fucked up about it.
Oh, wow, I think that sounds like a pretty good idea. Who knew that it's all you needed when the idea of toppling an entire intergalactical government gets a little too much for the head? Let's go. And we'll do like the Batman screen wipe of like it's like both of our heads going back and forth. And head to like maybe we should head to a bar that like is
I think we should
go for it.
party in the black market.
That's literally what I was just about to say.
See what we can do.
There is quite a bit down in the black market. In fact, there's a few like beverages down there that like have been like disapproved by like the FDA because like
but it still is okay.
like,
Okay.
just because like the alcohol content is either too high and likelihood of like having like blindness or something like that occur is there,
Oh my God.
or the side effects of like the drink are really potent.
Right.
We'll give it a freebie if you'd like. So you don't have to consume the potion that you've acquired from today. One of the ones is the 666 Abyss drink.
Okay.
And for you, John, it's kind of a weird thing. Is like they've found a way to like cause the same sort of inebriation effect to happen to like androids. Basically, what it is like right before you drink, they'll give you like a chip that's activated by one of the ingredients in it that causes your robotic system to like react like it would be if you were drinking it.
I see. Okay.
But it's one of those like you have to choose to do it, otherwise inherently the beverage wouldn't have any effect. But as you guys are given one of these, The effect after consuming it,
Is this the sea demons everywhere drink?
the 666 layers of the abyss, now with coconut.
Yes.
Um, uh, for those consuming, please roll me a 3d6.
Sure, why not?
And then you guys can add these to your inventory afterwards.
Also, just as like a meta DM, the reason why Delilah wanted to party down here in the black market is hopes that she'll run into like people that she grew up with, like that she has connections to, and see if they know anything, like overhear anything about the circle. But I'm not going to pay for information. I'm just going to use like my connections that I already know.
Gotcha. Okay, what'd you got?
11 plus 2 is 13.
13.
And then I'm not going to let John in on this because I feel like he is not very discreet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very discreet.
9.
Okay. After consuming this, you had seen like a lot of like demonic patrons inside the like. It's more of like an open landscape on this, and now you're understanding why. Because as soon as you drink this, John, as soon as you throw it back, 13 demons spawn with beverages in their hands, and there's another 9, Delilah, whenever you consume it. Basically, by consuming said beverage, you have opened up to the abyss that there are parties going on, and some patrons have now come to join in on the party festivities as well. They seem to be friendly enough.
Relatively harmless.
But you get that they're here to party, so like if someone starts messing with them, like maybe they would retaliate, but other than that...
Wait, so I like summon them. This isn't just like a vision I'm seeing. Like,
no, they're literally here.
There's like 20 abyssal demons just now in the bar.
Yeah, between the two of you, you summon 21 abyssal demons.
How do demons work? Like, would they actually be like...
Are they of this
like someone's
world?
demon, you know?
Are they like their own thing?
Yeah.
It's just a mix of them. So you've got some that are like the kind of like your imp looking sort of guys that got like a coconut with like a straw kind of running around. You've got some of like the big burlier like
some Monsters Inc.
the pit
guys.
lord sort of like
yeah,
ones,
yeah.
but like the whip is around their waist and they've got like they're double fisting beverages like.
Okay.
You can tell that like maybe they're off the clock or something like that, and just the ingredients of this beverage let them know that it's time to party, and it can pull them in to join in.
I'll just go, wow, there's a lot of demons in the house tonight. All the demons in the house tonight, put your hands up. And I'll just start doing this.
A few of them give you like a quirky look, but they're like, hey! And like, they join in as you get the party going.
Can I try doing a... there is no performance.
I think the closest in this one is probably...
I just wanted to use my charisma because it's dog shit to try and use that.
Yeah, I was actually going to say diplomacy was going to be the one that I was thinking was probably the closest.
Okay. You're bothering me with that. She keeps tapping my knee with her foot.
You're doing that out of love, I'm sorry.
Let me love you.
Mom, she won't stop touching me! Okay, so diplomacy you said?
Mm-hmm.
That's a -1. Oh wait, my stats are different. Okay, let me...
Yeah, it might actually be break even now.
Let me...
Because I think...
Oh no, it's still -1. Okay. That's a 5.
Oh, solid. Like I said, they can clearly see that you're trying. It's not quite the vibe of the bar.
Only like one demon puts their hand on it. Come on, all the demons in the house tonight. What's up? What's up? And
would you look at this guy? Goodness. I'm glad that he summoned us because like we were ready to party, but this guy does not know how to party.
This guy stinks! I think I need another drink after that embarrassing input. Maybe something just a little bit more traditional, though. And I'll just get something that won't summon any demons.
They've got some of your normal stuff, so they have like the old Galarian, which is kind of like their version of an old fashioned.
Sure.
Any of the other like classic cocktails, some of the fruity drinks. There's some of the more common stuff down here is they have like the equivalent of like absinthe to really get you going.
Okay.
The ones down here in the black market are really good at like getting people to trip.
Interesting. How messed up do you want to get before we go looking for more things? Because I could keep the train going all day.
I think we should just like have a drink or two at every bar, like the special at the bar, which we just
Yes.
had here.
And
So-
this is one of my favorite bars here in the Black District. Of course, it's famously known as Lenny's. Can it be like a robot that looks like an old school dishwasher from the 50s?
I don't know.
And he's like a bartender.
Yes, but what makes it fit kind of the vibe of being like a shady sort of like area is like he's really old, but you can tell that he's like kitted out with like some of the nicest
Okay.
like stuff. So like he looks like an old dishwasher, but
but
got
under
like
the hood.
he's got like an LCD screen,
right,
and,
right.
like
Okay.
everything like
He's
that.
been retrofitted.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like you could tell there's like some like illegal retrofits that have been applied to him and everything.
Oh, okay, like how like you can't put a certain type of like spoiler on the back.
Right,
of the
like
car.
it's the
Okay.
aftermarket modifications that you make to like your
Okay.
car and stuff. Like those
Cool.
have been applied. Yeah. Delilah, and we'll do this at each bar. Give me a not I don't think there's deception on your guys's ones. Let's see here.
Bluff. There's bluff.
Bluff,
Bluff is
sleight of hand, or a straight charisma roll for whether or not you're picking up on like some of your context at this bar on like some whisperings of stuff, because you're saying you're more wanting to like kind of travel bump into old people you know, or even just overhearing
Yeah.
in the normal spaces
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
stuff. So
What did you say I was looking at?
I would do bluff, sleight of hand. I would even accept like a survival.
Go to.
If you have points in profession, since we kind of established as you like a
I think sleight of hand's probably good. Yeah. So sleight of hand, bluff, and what?
stealth or just a straight like charisma roll.
Oh,
And then let me know which one you're going to roll, because that'll kind of like dictate on how we describe how you're getting the information. But
Roll the. It won't be as big.
okay. So I'm gonna do stealth then.
okay. So we'll have it be like more of like an eavesdropping sort of thing,
Okay.
and depending on the roll, kind of like RP out how.
Oh, fuck. Jesus.
God damn it. 13.
I mean, that's not terrible. Was it that one or
Well,
just?
2.
A 2.
Oh, okay. Dang, that's impressive. You see it a plus 11 in it. The first bar here, and it's probably just because it's a little bit earlier in the night. You guys are starting at like 4 in the afternoon.
We still have like 6 hours before the rest of the crowd actually gets out here and starts sleeping.
you kind of like hear some like whisperings of like people kind of like hiding stuff under the rug. Like they're here on Absalom Station, but they just got back from like Castroville, where they had like hidden some like details that Swarm might have been involved. sort of thing. So you can get that, like, there's some people here on the planet that have been, like, hired
Like how
by...
we have.
Yeah, you
To
get
take
the...
care of the swarm, but
This, in particular, seems to be, like, they were hired to hide that the swarm existed. Sort of thing.
Okay.
and how drunk are these guys just arriving like us, or do they seem pretty drunk?
The people that you're overhearing at the moment, you can tell they've been here for a while. Like they're like some regular patronage that like show up at like lunchtime and they're there until it closes, sort of thing. They don't have anything better to do with their...
Sipping off in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you get the impression that they probably have been pacing themselves because they're not like sloshed, but like they've definitely been drinking for a while.
Okay.
What are those guys talking about? As I come back with 2 drinks. More drinks for... Well, just one for her and one for me for now.
You
Perfect.
have to stay on the down low, John. Okay? Pretend like you aren't going to know this information.
Okay, I'll look the other direction. I'll just try to look off this way as you talk to me.
He turns his body to face you.
John, so obvious.
I'm sorry, I just... and you just see him like not sure which stance to hold his hands in.
I think maybe it's best if you just don't know.
No, I definitely need to know. Okay. Let me lower the tone of my voice.
Hey, baby.
What were they talking about? I take a sip.
Their job is the opposite of ours, and they're helping cover up grabbing the swarm.
Well, that is new news, but also not very shocking. Because why not? Well, of course. But how funny is it that the PWC in one breath is sending us, people like us, out to deal with the swarm, and then in the next breath doing the same exact thing that directly counters that first initiative?
So, you're probably the worst person to ask this question, but
I know lots of things.
do you think it's too early in the night to go ask them more specifics? Should we wait to hear what we hear at the next bar, or should I go over there nonchalantly and try to see?
Do you have tracking devices?
I can probably make some.
It's going to consume some UPBs. This is a universal polymer base. That's what the credits are based off of, but that's what... If you're going to craft items in Starfinder, that you need those. John has some.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, you have at least 2... You guys got some from Steel Talon's lair.
Oh, that's right. I don't remember...
So it should be on your inventory.
Okay. Sorry, never put it on there, I don't think. I don't know if I put it on here either. Total bulk? No.
You might have just put it in as credits.
It's quite possible that I did that.
And I'm fine with that because it's a 1-for-1 transfer between UPBs and credits.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's probably why you just put it in as credits.
Okay, so...
You need that, and then give me an engineering roll.
About how many credits would you say? I'm looking maybe for 2.
For low quality, where like...
Just enough to...
It's just a bleep of like showing you where they're at.
Yeah.
I would say those are about 250 UPBs or equivalent, yeah.
I'll wire you over 500 credits.
As far as like quality, the engineering check's going to determine how well this. We'll say DC is.
You got good engineering, don't
15.
you?
Yeah,
Technomancery should. It's a class
That's like
skill.
part of your bread and butter, basically.
plus 14. This probably isn't accurate. I don't remember where to see it. 18.
DC was 15, so you're able to pull these off. It's not your best work, especially like being a Technomancer. Like that like that first drink, the 666 layers like
You're starting
they
to
were
go over
real,
layers.
but you weren't expecting them to be real. So, so like it's throwing off your game a little bit, so you can tell like the alcohol's hit a little bit harder. So like making these on the fly while you're sitting at the bar aren't at like your best work, but like they're gonna do the job, especially like if you're able to get them on the person without them noticing. So
Okay.
my initial plan was to put these on these guys in case we come back tonight to talk to them, but they're probably gonna stay here. So I think we play the long game with these guys, and just keep an eye on where they're at, so we can so we know what mess they're putting up next.
Without putting the trackers on them?
No, we're going to.
Oh, great. Yes,
That's
yes.
the purpose of what we're doing.
Shall I make a distraction? Or should you just handle
I
this?
think I'll just tackle it. I don't know why I even brought you in on it, to be honest.
okay,
You like come out of the girl's bathroom like with your arms full of just like of junk, making stuff in the bathroom or something?
No, it's gonna be small, small enough for me to just clip on their cape, just
Okay.
lightly.
yeah,
Sure.
think of it like it's basically like a little button, but it's got like a flashing light on it.
Sure, I'm thinking of like the in the Incredibles. There's like it like looks like a little clip and it's an eye. Okay, never mind. It's an eye and it's going. Okay.
I don't know what you're
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, it's okay.
So I'm gonna see which one seems like the leader, most like T, for example, who if they had a cape wouldn't take it off.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna put it on that person's cape.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll.
What's your stealth at?
11.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one I just rolled?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is 11.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wow, 18
Plus 11.
29.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, you're able to pull this off. Like, basically, you're like acting like you're on your way up to like get another drink, and you're able to, because of like their focus, kind of like leaning over the table and like their cape's flapping just a little bit
Right,
over like
right.
the edge of the booth. You're able to like tag it onto the cape as you're going up without like it. Everything looks natural. Like as John's watching and he knows what you're going to do, he literally can't see you do it. Like
when you get back, I'm like, so when are you gonna put it on? Did you put on the thing?
John, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'll fill you in with need-to-know basis.
I'll just have to trust you. Shall we go to the next bar?
Yes.
I would say at this point maybe John's starting to feel something.
Yeah, I would say both of you having a couple drinks at the first bar, it's not like the worst.
Sure.
For you, John, because you haven't partaken super often with like the chip enhancement,
Yeah.
it's hit you a little bit harder where like
Sure.
it's a buzz, but like you don't remember the last time you've had a buzz if you've
Right.
ever had one.
Right.
So like
Right.
it's kind of like a little like vocal processing is like it's not slurred because it's but it's like there's like a weird delay every once in a while.
Okay,
Like
okay. All right.
where like there's like the stutter sometimes whenever you're talking to like Alexa where it's like it's thinking in between words.
right. Okay. I get you. Okay. Okay. So, for like my mind's eye, when we're walking through the streets, I'm literally imagining like robot, lots of chrome version of little of like Chinatown. Like what does it look like walking around?
That's not an inaccurate description. It's also like a lot of like neon lighting. Think of like red light district type vibe
Okay.
down here. So like, yeah, I would say like the downtown district of like cyberpunk
Okay.
isn't too far off of
Sure,
it. There's a lot of
sure.
neon lighting, a lot of like. It feels sort of like
A lot of
grimy,
hodgepodge.
even though it's still like a space station, so like it's all technological, so like there shouldn't really feel like there's grime, but even just in the vicinity you can feel like
Right.
it's
Gotcha.
dirty. Like
Gotcha.
the next one that you guys are kind of like coming up onto is like it's called the real Old Galarian. And they're like primary beverage of choice is moonshine. So they have a variety of different types of flavored moonshines.
Do you know anything about this bar?
Yeah, I just ordered like an apple moonshine, and I tell John. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a regular here, but moonshine was only one of my favorite drinks.
Wow, that sounds pretty wild. We'll take a step in the new old Galarian.
Perfect.
What's up with the name? 'Cause
I don't know.
the other old Galarians up top. What's up with this one?
It's one of those things where they've been fighting about which one was first for so long. I don't know which one was actually first.
I see. Well, I'll go up to the bar. 2 apple moonshines, please.
Alrighty. That'll be 5 credits.
Sure. Sorry, I'm not squinting because I don't think that's a fair price. I'm just feeling under the influence. And I'll transfer the credits.
And as far as eating, do you just eat oil?
Yeah, or I like to chew metal sometimes.
You need something in your stomach, because we gotta keep drinking, and you're already... Yeah, so glad. Yeah, just to prove my point. He like drops a button or something. Like,
Drops the tracker.
Okay, yeah, maybe you're not wrong. Can I order some sort of, like, food from this bar?
Yeah, so, funny enough, most of the menu looks like the old Galarian.
No, but really? Are you serious?
Because I'm playing off of, like, that they're like a rival kitchen of, like,
Right.
which one was first. So, like, their most popular menu item here is also a lemon chicken.
Okay, I'll order that then. I'll order that. Let's see how it compares.
Yeah, the first thing, kind of like in contrast, is like the food comes out a little bit quicker, like noticeably quicker. But having been a patron of the old Galarian for so long, it's pretty clear that because of the speed at which they're bringing it out, the quality has suffered. So like the flavor of the chicken isn't as pizzazzy.
I see.
The rice, you can tell it's missing like the saffron that was infused in it up in the old Galarian, so it's like a little bit more plain.
A little more bland.
But you also know that this one is, it looks like the bar side is a more predominant part of it.
Oh, okay, so
and
maybe
the food
that's
is
more...
secondary.
Oh, okay, so that could also explain.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this new old Galarian place is quite nice. Well, I mean, the food is a little bit left to be desired, but hey.
Yeah, if you ask me, this is one for the drinks, then I want this one.
Yes, yes, yes. So, is this... I mean, you grew up on the streets, yes?
Yeah, and basically here in the black market.
Did you ever escape that tax bracket?
I mean, I guess at this point I kind of prefer it. It's all I know. I could make, like, I have the skills to not be homeless, but I like it, I guess, at this point. I don't know. I like knowing a guy, and this is my family. I know everyone here, so... and now, I mean, like, I guess I have a real home now with you guys. So I guess technically on paper I haven't left, but I could. I just choose not to.
Wow, that's really interesting. And to be honest, I wasn't too far away from you are now before meeting up with everybody else in the Revengers. Because before I found out about my past life, I was just living here in the black market doing merc work. Right? Because that's how we kind of start things off out, right? I was just doing mercenary work for,
Yeah, just in general, you were a general contractor, so you just took whatever odd jobs.
Yeah.
came your way, so-
Yeah. So, I mean, do you have a hate for the upper elite? Do you see them as part of your reason why you weren't
No.
able to find success?
I think the swarm or whatever else is going on is like. But, you know, now that I'm learning more about the PWC, I think that there's. I guess I haven't blamed the government entity for me being homeless per se. I blamed. I don't know what happened to my parents, but if it was the swarm, it wasn't the government that took them out, you know? So I like haven't blamed the government for that. But now.
But could your parents' poverty be explained by the government?
I don't think my parents were in poverty. I think I ended up in poverty because something happened to my parents. But this has just been my life for so long, I don't really know which came first.
Wait, so do you know nothing about your parents?
Not really. It just happened when I was too young. Like I've been on the streets for as long as I can remember. I don't really remember life.
Do you know their names? And if they're dead, where their gravestones are at?
I don't know if they're dead or not. I assume they're dead because I don't see why they would have. I think they would have found me if they weren't.
Well, I hope they're dead, because if they're not, then that might suck for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're dead. But I was just too young, so I don't know why they died, or where they'd be buried, or, like, what our life was like before. I don't, they didn't even, like, have a family friend or anyone that they handed me off to. I just, like, there wasn't...
All you can remember is the streets.
Yeah, and there's, like, I guess at points I would stay in an orphanage or, like, in a homeless shelter for resources, but they didn't, like, drop me off there. I could have blocked it out, because I was so young and this is all I've known, but I just remember, this is why I like the streets, because there's been people who've helped me out my whole life, and so, like, I choose not to leave, because this is my family, this is what I know.
Have you never been curious?
I just don't have, that's not useful to me, I guess.
Well, do you want some advice? As someone who didn't know anything about my past, the second I found out about it, it didn't necessarily make my existence any much easier. If anything, it made it a little bit more complicated and emotionally nuanced.
Yeah, that's...
So, if you want to skip all that, then maybe just wonder what your parents are or what happened to them, and don't go any further than that.
Yeah, that was kind of my plan. 'Cause I just... Regardless of what happened to them, they're either still alive and haven't come for me, which is a reality I don't like to consider. The swarm took them, which is, you know, nothing I can do about it. Or somebody in the government did something to them, which is, like, also devastating. So, regardless of what happened to them, it can't be changed, and I think it would just make me bitter to find out. So, I just choose not to, and if there's, like, a reason to know, I think it will come up. Like, whoever my parents handed me off to down here, however I ended up down here, if they knew what happened to my parents, they would have told me if it was relevant. So...
What if you're trying? What if they're just trying to protect you? I don't know. This type of mystery does intrigue me, but at the same time, I can't necessarily say you should do it, to be honest. Because yeah, finding out where Juvenile was my brother really fucking sucked. And now having to come to terms with that, it is kind of hard to... I don't know. I feel like maybe we're in a good spot now, but look at me. I'm a big red robot.
You know, I don't know if that has anything to do with you and your brother working things out. But regardless, at this point, I'm just trying to figure out what's happening now. Because, you know, as we find out what's more with the PWC and the Swarm and blah, 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 maybe I'll find out more about my parents in the process. But either way, I guess you could say I've been in survival mode. And that's it. I don't know how to get out of it, and I'll continue to be in it.
Wow.
Just have to get to survive, figure out what's happening next with this. Because, I mean, this planet will be gone before we know it if we don't figure it out, so.
Wow. How absolutely devastating you are, Ryan. Jesus.
Yeah, anyway, that's why we're drinking.
Yes.
We're listening for any info.
I've already finished my food. That's enough for me to get another drink before maybe leaving. Do you want to try and see if we can find more peeps, or do we want to wait to trail those other guys?
Meanwhile, while we've been chatting, I guess, and we've been eating, I've also been eyeing the room to see if I've, like, heard any other.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another one of those rolls.
Oh, what was the roll again?
24.
Stealth, right?
Stealth is what we.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. Yeah. This one, you could tell that like. Now you're kind of getting into more of the like the Bargo or hours at this point, like 5 or 6 p.m. Still early for like the real like partiers, but like especially as you're like finishing up, we'd say it's like 6 to 7-ish. You can tell that there's a few more people that are like coming down to kind of like vent their grievances and whatnot. And you catch wind a little bit of like Asher Vox tightening down a little bit more on like his security detail. So like getting information on him has gotten a little bit harder more in recent time.
Interesting. Okay.
There's some whisperings of like the one from Eox, Lyra.
Yeah.
She's gone back to Eox as they've like kind of they've recently got passed to increase like the necromancy undead type stuff. So it looks like that she's increasing how much they're raising on Eox. Like the person that you overhear it from, you get the vibe that they're implying that it's like a small army is kind of like of undead is being created, is like legally been approved by the PWC,
right.
And she went to go partake in making that happen.
Okay. Do you share that information?
Yeah, so John, it seems as if the PWC starting to make preparations for protecting themselves.
Yes, it certainly seems like hatches are being battened down.
I don't think there's. I think we should just keep. We only have information on 2 of them. Maybe as the night goes on, we can figure out if we have any more information as to why, if it's inside or.
Yes.
Whatever.
Can you? The guys we put trackers on, they were the ones talking about what now again? What's that? They were telling us about.
They're basically hired to hide.
Oh, hide
the swarm.
Oh, they just know about that, right? They weren't.
One of them was specifically just got back from Casterville after cleaning
Oh, so
up.
he legit is part of the team that was hired to do that. I did not catch that earlier, so that's great that we did the tracker thing. Okay. The type of tracker that you built, does it just show movement
Yeah, I just did the most basic I can. It's just gonna pinpoint where they're at. And I did it in case, like, as the night goes on, if you think we might want to return to them. Or, if not, then we know, I think by tracking them, we might have a good idea of, like, where the swarm is. Because
I really like the idea of having a private conversation with that individual. It sounds like a pretty
But
good
they
call.
may not. I think we need to see what else we hear because they may only know what we know. They're a cleanup crew.
Well, a cover-up crew, but yes, I see your point. We're the cleanup crew, they're the cover-up crew.
Sure. Regardless, these people would be better to ask, I think, because they seem to know specifics about 2 leaders. But we're still early in the night, and the second we start asking more questions, if it's the wrong people, then we've lost all of our chances of getting more info. So I think we should give it one more bar before we ask more questions and decide from there.
Okay. I think my dual-core processor can handle that.
Is there any way, like, either from vibes or just continuing to hear their conversation, how would they know this information over there?
Do you get an idea of that?
So for Asher Vox, the way it was worded, it seems like this person might have been hired to get information on Asher Vox, and what's giving them the details is the security around him has tightened up, so getting any sort of detail on him has gotten significantly harder here recently.
Okay.
For Lyra, that one, while you're hearing it in the black market, as soon as you're putting the information together, you could tell that this is probably public knowledge anyways. It just might not be most people care, or was it relevant? Because it was a bill that was passed a couple weeks ago that allowed for them to increase how much was summoned, and then because she's a necromancer going back to her home planet, it wouldn't raise any flags for anybody not looking for it, essentially.
I see. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so these guys don't seem like they'd know any more information than what we've already heard anyway.
More, yeah, I think you're right. Let's give it one more roll of a bar.
Okay. The next one down, well, not necessarily the next one, but one of the other ones that is common for Delilah, it's a little bit more. It almost doesn't fit in with the black market, and you can tell this is like the black market trying to feel like they're high society sort of bar. So like
it's been gentrified.
Yeah, so kind of like it's a little bit classier on the interior, where like there's a lot more people drinking like martinis and everything, and
like
it's the people that have been doing well down here in the black market, so like they're dressed up a little bit more in nicer clothes.
Oh, okay.
And I like whisper to John, "This is where I'm going to get the pretty girl."
I want a pretty girl drink. And you can see my eyes are starting to like kind of like flicker a little bit.
Are you talking like a Cosmo?
Yeah, something like kind of similar to that one drink that you made us that's pink with the egg whites. Like
Yeah, the Cloud 9.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was it called? The Biopian Clouds.
I don't remember what it was called, but yeah.
Because it had like cotton candy.
Yeah. I'll have whatever she's having.
Perfect. Yeah, and once again, the vibe in here is a little bit different, just because it's a little bit higher up, and you can tell the real thing that you might be able to get out of this bar overhearing is like the really high profile jobs. These are the type of people either hiring the ones to do it, or these are the people in the black market that make those happen. So it'd be like basically stealing someone's identity or draining someone's bank account. Like, these are the type of people you would hire to make that happen.
I see. Okay. Like need a new identity sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. Well, Delilah, that was a digital hiccup. Don't worry about it. Honestly, I've been doing quite well, but I can tell that this is your area of expertise, so please, if you will, do your thing. And I'll just kind of like lean nonchalantly against like a post and just like sip on my little Cosmo or whatever the drink was, the Cloud 9 or whatever.
Yeah, the bow up being clouds.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Maybe while she's like trying to like walk around the room, just so I can provide something useful, I will try to use my I want to use my general contractor background
Mm-hmm.
to see if I can identify somebody, just by judging a book by its cover. If I would be able to identify somebody who may be willing to off an individual.
Give me a profession.
Do I see Agent 47 anywhere in this bar?
Give me a profession roll.
Okay. Profession roll is just going to be a +7. Oh, that's not bad. 19.
Okay. Yeah. They prefer it to be a little bit more lucrative, or classy as far as like how they're referred. But there's a gentleman in sort of like, if you didn't know better, it would look like monk attire, but you can tell like the order that they came from like takes pride in being very efficient and stealthy.
Sure.
Like they're very, very good at their job. You only know this because like you've taken messages from like higher up in Absalom Station down to them to hire them essentially. So you're kind of like a middleman sort of thing. So like you haven't worked with them specifically because even just the amount you made from just taking the message to them was pretty lucrative. So you imagine like how much he got paid to do the job has to be asinine. So
Okay, do I have an idea? Do I have a scale of how much a credit will roll with these people? Like,
think on the same order when we were talking about of like stealing someone's identity.
so I guess what my question is specifically is like, is 1,000 credits enough to start a conversation with these type of people, or are we talking more money than that? Like, what would garner some attention? You know what I mean?
Starting a conversation, like you could attempt to start one, but the impression you would have is, especially in this bar, any of the people you're talking with, if you're asking them to give you information or do a job, like if you're just trying to like have light conversation, it's not going to be very long, and it's very going to quickly become like, unless you look like you fit in, it's gonna they're wanting to hear what job you're hiring them for.
Yeah,
and if you don't have something to hire them,
yeah. Gotcha. All right, do your thing.
I'm just gonna be walking around. I guess. I know John was trying to steal identities.
Not necessarily.
But like, I guess I'm gonna just try and listen into any of those conversations, see if I can catch like the tail end of somebody delivering on their deal of providing information on these Elite 5 or whatever.
24. It is 5.
7.
That's 11.
18.
20.
Wait.
No. 18.
Yeah.
As you're kind of like making your way around, and you have to be a little bit more deliberate with how you're moving around in here, because most people don't get up unless they're like using the restroom in this bar. It is definitely one of those like you sit at your table and you wait for someone to come ask you what your drinks are and everything.
Right. No one's
so
taking
like
your spot type deal.
you have to be you have to plan your route a little bit more deliberate so that you can maximize the tables on your way without it looking like you're trying to overhear conversations.
Right.
But you're able to kind of like catch the tail end of one where they sort of mention that the one of the members of the inner circle, and this particular person is being more discreet, so like they don't name any member specifically. They just mention that the inner circle has started has had them set up shipyards, and that the progress is going well for their planned fleet. But that's the only context you get.
Okay.
Is there a spot for me and Delilah to sit in this place without?
Yeah,
like,
you guys
stepping on
currently have a
toes?
table.
Okay, we have our own table. Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. Okay. Yeah, so I'll sit back at our table after you get done making your rounds.
Now, you guys do stick out a little bit as far as like the normal clientele in the bar,
Sure.
but at least the patronage here has seen
She's
Delilah
she's a
before,
regular,
so
yeah, yeah.
Clearly.
Lots of RP.
So I'm just gonna fill John in on that.
Okay.
So it sounds like they're
Why is there only one
putting together a fleet.
guess that's just how the session CPs.
It sounds like they're putting together a
Would I
fleet.
be in
Yes.
bed already?
If you're
This-
playing at night.
This seems to validate what Kumara was telling us earlier this afternoon, that there is some sort of plan to have like an escape bus, some sort of arc for life in this galaxy to leave. This has got to be that, right? Like shipyards are done being built. Quick question. Space science stuff. What kind of check would that be?
Engineering
Engineering?
or physical science.
Physical science. Would I? Okay, so my initial instinct was to ask. I'll use engineering to ask. Would the asteroid belt, whatever it's called, be a good place for a shipyard essentially? And if not, what would be for a covert sort of whatever? 17.
Oh no, that's not bad. The dysphoria wouldn't inherently be bad. You could see reason why it would be very lucrative to do it there, because like it's not fully mapped out, because the asteroids kind of shift in the belt.
Right.
So like pinpointing exactly where something's at is like you would have to have a pretty good idea of where it's at to begin with, and then be able to travel to it,
To travel
adjusting based off of stellar movement.
in your
But the downside with the dysphoria is that's where the free captains
Oh,
reside.
I forgot about that.
So
and that would be a no-go.
So like, as John's kind of mulling it over, that doesn't necessarily rule it out, because we've established that the PWC and the free captains are kind of
in bed together,
but not publicly.
Yeah.
So the inner circle having deeper ties with the free captains doesn't inherently. It isn't an unlikely possibility.
Okay.
So, like, since you guys were already going to meet with the free captains, that might be a thing to follow up on, of, like, whether or not they're aware of extra dealings with the inner circle. As far as, like, other potential places, most of the planets, it's not super viable without it being well known.
Without it being, like, right out in the middle.
But the ones that you know... that were either considered dead or life is pretty minimal on. Eox, because it's the undead planet. Lavaria, since it's a gas planet. And the only ones that are known to live there are the Dreamers. So as far as like what's on the surface, there isn't really a surface. So like, it's basically a gas cloud for like 90% of it. So no one would know what's there. And then Octurne, which is like the furthest out, and it's like the undead world. Now that one would have its own dangers, but of those options, you know, 2 of the representatives come from planets that potentially could hide that type of stuff.
Well, I don't want to say that we've already figured this out, but I would be surprised if we were wrong. They for sure are building some sort of large Exodus craft of some kind that's going to harbor everyone who could have enough credits to afford a ticket.
Maybe it could be another space station. About like we don't really know
Oh.
what space station's for.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah.
regardless, it's secretive, so it's nothing good.
Yeah.
I think the best way to like start narrowing things down would be to check with the free captains, see if they've seen anything, and then if they haven't, then we know it has to be at one of the other 2 planets.
Or something like that, right? Because, yes, I agree. We definitely need to meet with the free captain. I mean, we already needed to before, but even more so now. I need another drink. I'll stand up and go get us one more pretty girl drink before maybe we head out of this bar.
Perfect.
And do some tailing, maybe.
Yeah, and I guess because it can take a minute to wait for drinks if you walk up to the bar, I'm gonna do one more walk around while he's waiting for our drinks.
Okay.
I'll leave something at our table so it's obvious. And see if I can hear anything else.
Okay. Give me one more roll.
Oh, that's not
22.
bad.
22. Okay. Partly because this bit of information you got from that table, and also partly because you don't want to make it obvious that you're doing anything other than going to the bathroom.
Right.
You use the same route that you took the first time. But you go by that table where they were talking about the shipyards, and what's interesting here is they're discussing what type of vessels are in the shipyards, and instead of it being a large sort of vessel that you thought, or at least John was thinking, it seems to be like a fleet, like an attack fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
That's
it's...
what I was thinking.
Oh.
Now, you don't get full context on it, but the way it's implied and the way the swarm stuff has been handled so far is this might be whoever's attempt at responding to the swarm. They're just not trying to make it known what's going on.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because if they already... If once you make it back to this and we have our drinks.
Cookie, dude.
Do I have a tracker on me or just...
Unless you use both. I was only tracking to use one.
Yeah, I'm gonna... On my way back from the bathroom, I've caught on that these guys seem to know quite a bit about the fleet. I'm gonna... While I'm in the bathroom, I'm gonna see if I can mess with it a little bit more to, like, catch on speech.
Okay.
Oh, you want to bug it?
So we'll say that'll double the price. So you'll need to put another 250 into it as far as like parts go. But go ahead and give me an engineering DC 15.
Okay, here we go. Oh, very good. Very good.
She already had a plus 14.
24.
Yes, 24.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to fiddle with it enough. You feel fairly confident, like with your little test that you do here, without like making it obvious, that it's picking up and sending it back to your like data pad. Now, really, the hard part is getting it on to one of them in a setting like this.
Right.
So I'm gonna hope that they have the same scenario of like a cape I can hook it onto. If not, maybe one of them has their bag like on the side of their table or something that I can just like drop it into. I'm just basically gonna, at my way walking back to the bathroom, same route, as I'm passing them, put it somewhere on the one on the end.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand roll.
Okay. Sleight of hand.
Whoa.
Oh, wait, total?
Wait. 14.
14.
Before you're able to drop it, one of the ones at this table kind of turned. Oh,
Oh,
aren't you? You're Delilah, right?
Yes, I thought
You're like,
I might.
put your hand behind your head.
I thought I might recognize you guys. I walked past a couple times, but I just can't put a finger on where I know you from.
Well, I don't think we traded names at the time, and we're not going to now either. But I hired you to get one of the more advanced technomancery scrolls.
Oh, you work for this guy.
That was back whenever Rejuvenor was still doing his clandestine events here on the station, but...
Wow. You may have indirectly been involved with Rejuvenor's exploits.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to like get back into the scene here. I've been kind of out, just doing my own thing. Do you think? I know this isn't the best place to catch up, but is there like another bar we could meet up like later this week or something?
Possibly, yes. We'll probably spend most of the night here. We're still discussing business, but we usually come here at least a couple times a week. We do like the Copper Onion further down. That one, it's got a little bit more steampunky, so it makes it feel less futuristic than what we've got. But here, they have also probably my favorite old-fashioned on the entire space station. But should I pencil you in for 2 days from now? That sound fair?
Yeah, and I'll meet you at the what's it called?
Copper Onion.
Copper Onion. After you're done here.
Over the comms, I'm like, you've been made, do you need assistance? Blink once for yes, twice for no. And you see, like, my eyes are, like, looking straight at you across the bar.
I like just straightly like flip them off while I turn off my headset.
I'll do this. Turn back around.
Well, perfect. I'll see if I've got some more deals. I assume you're not necessarily up at the Technomancery School, so I'll have a little bit wider variety. But yeah, well, 2 days should be good.
Okay.
Wow.
See you then. Wow.
Oh my god, Delilah, what was that? What happened? Tell me everything.
We can't. We gotta play it cool now, John. Relax.
Right. I can be cool, just like ice.
We're gonna finish our drinks.
Yes.
And then we're gonna leave.
I feel my operating system is sort of going kaput.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised you made it this long without causing disaster for us.
I might need Agnes.
Oh, God. And, like, I just am trying, like, to finish my drink as quickly as possible without being obvious, because I'm so scared he's going to blow our cover at any moment now.
And it is a little stressful. You do kind of, after like a few more sips, get the vibe that like as soon as he was done talking to you, he focused back in on his conversation and like you're no longer relevant in his purview at the moment.
Right.
So like for you specifically, it takes the edge off. John, this is your first time, so like.
You never forget your first.
Oh my God.
So, the stress is still kind of there because like you don't know what to even look for,
Right.
like especially like with your like charisma score and just like interpersonal stuff. Like everybody looks suspicious to you now, and like they know who you are and what you're after.
Yeah, it's certainly not helping.
It doesn't help that the alcohol chip is like having you double down on it, like.
Remind me to never put this alcohol chip in again. Holy shit, this is awful. I think the room is spinning, and actually it's just my head, like, going around in a 360.
John! Keep it cool!
Right, like, I just kind of stopped my head.
And I'm gonna just quickly finish my drink and be like, you know what, John, maybe you don't need to finish yours, actually.
Yeah, I
It's
think
time
that's
to go.
probably best. It's time to leave. I agree. I'll, like, look over without Okay, can I just like make eye contact once with the guy?
No!
Just
Delilah sees him trying and like locks arms with him.
pulls me away.
The dude catches you like locking eyes, and it's weird for him. Like he's confused and like immediately assumes that you're just way drunker than like he initially thought, because like you have this like big grin.
Like staring at him from across the room.
Delilah's not gonna look at the guy and just hope to God he doesn't see that he was with me.
Perfect.
Oh, you need a shirt that says "I'm with stupid." Yeah, we get the hell out of this part. Yeah, let's get out of here.
And I think it's good to go back to the ship now. We've called it too close to the sun for John at this point. It's gonna blow our cover any minute.
Yeah, heading back. If anything, Agnes like immediately recognizes that you have an alcohol chip in, and like it's not going well, and probably because
my
John
oil to alcohol ratio is through the roof.
and since John hasn't partaken with this chip before, she takes it out, and your system basically like levels out almost immediately. Like as soon as the chip's removed, the effects are nullified
like,
because the chip is.
It's like that's a level system.
Basically, think of it as like it's a program that's designed to look at how much alcohol is in the system, and it forces your robotic mind to operate off of like those inputs. So without the chip, it doesn't even look for those things. So like,
so it's just like 1 second drunk, next second just extremely sober.
yeah.
Okay. Wow. Well, that was certainly something. I don't ever want to do anything like that ever again.
God.
I was acting such a fool.
Why didn't you tell me I could just take out the alcohol chips?
I wanted to see what it was all about, I guess.
Agnes, I need a way to be able to call you.
Well, I mean, we are all on the same
Oh, you're
comms.
That's
You
fair.
You just have
you
to do
just
this.
chose not to call.
Listen, I'm new to this technology.
Says the technomancer.
I've never had to use it before.
I've never had friends.
I never needed to talk to anybody else.
Oh man.
On the side, though, thank you for getting me back to the ship, and also for your expertise. You are like a dancer in those sort of situations. What a performance you put on tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of in my element. I'm glad we were able to get some more info. I think we could probably slowly get info like that throughout the next couple.
Yes, I agree. As far as, yes, And honestly, this is still counts, right? We're not trying to topple the government per se.
No,
We're just trying to find out what their email address is.
No,
It's very harmless.
that's not it either. John, this is why you leave the getting info part to me. You're too obvious.
I am very smart. My intelligence is quite high. But yes, maybe it is not the best in every single situation. Okay. But yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. And see, it's a good thing. My whole plan was to bring you down to the black markets with me. And I was right. Wow, look at me.
That was your plan?
Well, I didn't know we were going to be that successful, but I did know there was something about you.
Alright.
I need more recharge time, though. I'm going to go to my room for the night. Thank you. And I'll just kind of like, right as I'm about to like kind of go into my room, I'll just like over my shoulder look over at you. All the demons in the house tonight.
Oh my
What's
God.
up? What's up? And go into my room.
Boy. She didn't end up. Delilah didn't eat while we were out, so she's gonna cook herself a little garbage plate food.
I love it because you're playing a kobold, so it's like this little lizard.
Yeah, that's why it makes sense. And my at-home garbage is better than anything regular.
Your home garbage is way better than outside garbage.
So I'm just gonna, I guess, like, this is typically my quiet times, I've noticed, is after we all get back on the ship, I'm eating my garbage meal. And last time T interrupted me, but this might be the first time I eat my meal in silence.
Wow.
Yeah, like, you get the vibe because the ship was kind of quiet when you got back, that T and the rest of, like, the Conquistador crew, they went out to the bars
and to drink themselves. Yeah.
You're thinking that it's probably T hasn't spent a whole lot of time on Absalom Station, so he didn't know to go to the black market district, so you didn't run into him down there. But you're feeling like you might not have very long before they learn that there's better bars than the ones in the residential district.
Gonna make sure they keep out of the black market as long as possible.
And then the rest of the people, they kind of do their own thing. Sparks is usually pretty good about like going and like setting up in her like little nest room. Rejuvenor's studying, and Raya. You're not sure where she ended up today after the meal at the Old Clarion. You know that she had some other leads that she wanted to do, kind of just following up on Absalom Station. So you assume she's either doing that or has come back and went to go like read. But other than that, it's a pretty quiet evening. I'd say you guys kind of got back around like 10 or 11, so it wasn't like super late.
Perfect. Okay. As far as conversations go, I think I'm good, and I will be ready for the actual sleeping portion of the night. I don't know about you, though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish my food and head to bed.
We'll take a quick break here at a minimum, or this could be a good stopping point unless we want to do the follow-up conversation with the black market.
I kind of like the idea of saving that for next time. I don't know how you felt, though.
I feel like it's a good stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of those, I wanted to throw it out there. I had planned for going for another hour if we were open to it, but also I can feel that we're kind of at the point where there's a lot of plot threads that involve other characters that aren't here.
Yeah.
Because you don't necessarily want to go to the Free Captains unless T's here.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a lot of decision-making involving Raya that...
Yeah.
Her feelings will be hurt if
you actively went to go overthrow the government? The one session I wasn't there?
The one time I didn't come?